Hello, Des here. Now, it's been quite a while since I posted a video here on this channel. Now, I wanted to um, give you a little update on what I've been going through the past several months, as well as show you some of these um, haunted items that have come to my possession now and give you a little backstory for each of these items. I'm going to be showing you 4 items today um, that I've witnessed paranormal activity. I'm going to give you that backstory. Um, so this is why I've been too busy investigating different cases the past few months, and that's why I haven't been able to, do much videos for you all here on the channel. So first of all, I wanted to show you this. I know. At first look, it does not look intimidating. It doesn't look creepy. This may look like an ordinary children's toy. If you didn't know any better, you would think it's an ordinary children's toy. But it's not, guys. This is from a poltergeist case. Okay? So me and a group of investigators went to a house that a family reported uh, witnessing poltergeist activities. And this is part of the story. Now, we witnessed a lot of activities in the 2 days during that weekend we spent there. Okay, this was a few months ago. This was in November, last November. So we witnessed it. We saw chairs move by themselves, right? We saw the table vibrate and stuff like that. Um, we saw a painting, not that painting, but a painting they had up on the wall. It vibrated, right? At one point, we witnessed this throughout those 2 days. Okay. Also, one event that occurred was this. It was just it was just standing there, right? It was just there on top of the counter. And this is what happened. It's dark. Me and one of the other team members were talking in one room. This is just sitting there on the counter, like I said. All of a sudden, we can hear this. We stop the conversation. We can continue hearing this. We continue hearing it. We go to the other room where this is at, and you can still kind of hear it, but it's fading off. And we're basically at this point, we're already staring at it right from the start of the room. We can hear the sound of it, but it's just there. It's not moving. And you may be asking, how can we hear it if it's not physically moving? Well, guys, with poltergeist and as any ghost activity, the ghost or the poltergeist can make us hear the sound of it without actually physically making it move. It can manifest the sound to make us hear it. It has that power to make us hear something that's not really there. Okay? We know this, we have this knowledge of it. So this is what happened with that case. Okay? Later on the next day. It's still there. We haven't touched it. Nobody has touched it. It's still there in the same spot. Right? We're talking to that family, and while we're talking to the family, we hear it again. Everyone in the room turns to look at it. Right? And me, I asked one of the family members, the head of the household. I asked the father of the family, have you experienced this sounds before? And they said only once, about 2 to 3 weeks prior. Okay, so he says um it will make him and his family feel better if we take it off their hands. All of a sudden, it's not moving, nobody's touching it, right? All of a sudden, it starts to vibrate. Why? Because the spirit, the poltergeist, whatever's making this thing, the sound appear for us to hear it, even though it's not physically moving, right? When we turned and we noticed it, we gave our attention to it. So they took advantage. We're paying attention. Everyone's focused on it. Everyone's giving it the attention. So that's for the first time when this thing started to vibrate. It started to vibrate right there on the counter. And it kind of vibrated in a way where it's not humanly possible to vibrate. Like, it wasn't going like this. It was almost like a cup on a counter. Like, it's hard for me to explain, but that's how it was. It wasn't humanly possible movement. No, it was moving in a paranormal way. And then after it went like that for about maybe 15 to 20 seconds and then stopped, right? So that's the story with this. It's a real haunting, a poltergeist case. This and many other activity within that house, but this was a little bit part of it. So they wanted it out of the house, so I got it and brought it here. And this doesn't stay with me here in my bedroom. No, I got a storage where I keep these things, right? These included, but I brought it here to show you. The next thing I wanted to share with you all is this. It just looks like an ordinary 1-year-old's birthday candle. And to you all, it may be just that. But for this couple, they had a child. They had a little girl, but she was born sick. She had a disease, and about a week before the child's birthday, the child hadn't even turned 1 yet. And a week before the little girl's birthday, this disease killed her. This disease killed the little girl that wasn't even a year old yet. So she died of this disease. So a week later, it's her birthday. So the parents, to try and deal with the emotions, they still wanted to honor their child's first birthday. So they made her a cake and they put this candle. They bought this 1-year-old candle for the cake, right? As you can see. And they brought the family, right? And this candle, when they were all singing happy birthday for the child, they lit up the candle. And guess what happened? After they finished singing happy birthday, something blew the candle off. And the parents believe, and the entire family agreed, they all believe it was the spirit of that child that blew the candle out of the cake. So they kept it. They kept the candle, right? But about a few days after the fact, they found this. They woke up one morning to find this candle, right? It had been put away safely for memories. They found this candle just on the counter in the kitchen, right? Right on the counter in the kitchen. It was a strange phenomenon for them. So they put it back safely. They put it back away. About a few days later, something similar happened. This time the candle appeared on the kitchen table, standing like this, right? Standing on the kitchen table, and it was lit. It was lit. But the phenomenon was, it was strange because there wasn't melting of the wax. You see the candle? It's not really melted. So it was strange phenomenon that they witnessed. Okay? So they wanted to get rid of this before things got worse. And they gave it to some other team member. And that team member doesn't know where to store it, so they gave it to me because I have this place where I storage some of these items. Now this is just a nightlight for a child, right? It's just a nightlight for a child. Well, the parents got this at a yard sale or garage sale, and they got it for 25 cents, which is very cheap. And they got nothing of it, right? Because it's used. And it did work. It still does function. However, it turns off and on throughout the day. They reported that at some point after they disconnected it and they left it on the counter or laying around, and the light would still manifests to turn on, right? It still turns on its own when it's not plugged into an outlet. The way that works, ladies and gentlemen, is that it doesn't really physically turn on. It's just that whatever's haunting this gives you a paranormal, it messes with your mind and makes you see that it's on, even though it's not on. That's how these things work. They give off the illusion that there's light coming off from it, even though it's not, right? It messes with your mind that way. That's how paranormal activity works, right? It's not physically on, but they have the power ability to make you see that it's on, okay? So that's the story with this. Then they give it to a team member, and usually those team members are aware that I have a storage where I can put these things. So they talk to me and they hand it over to me. The last thing I want to share with you all is this. Okay. It is said that if you wear this, you'll feel sick. You'll feel sick to the point of almost dying. And you don't want to die. So do not put this on. Do not wear it, or you will feel sick within a couple of days, to the point that you might have to go to a hospital. It's happened to several people within one family. I don't know much of the story other than that. And guys, you might be thinking, if this is all true, how come you don't say names or locations or city name for privacy reasons? Okay, these people don't want their names out there. It's all private. It's between the family and the investigators. I could be sued if I give out those kind of details and information. Okay, so for their own safety and for their own privacy, I do not share that information. Me and no one on my team is allowed to give those details for privacy reasons. Okay, so that is these videos and these stories. Thank you for listening. Subscribe if you choose to, and I'll see you guys pretty soon. Good night, y'all.